Greetings dear viewer and welcome to episode 8 of my survival Minecraft Let's Play. I am iWhat and originally I wasn't very sure about what I wanted this episode to be. So I did the only natural thing you can do in that situation and I looked at my spreadsheet of things to do in Minecraft. And now I have a lot of inspiration and a lot of things that I want to do in this episode, so we need to crack on, and can we please play the intro? In between episode 7 and episode 8, I did some cleaning and I brought all of the items that we have over here and I organized my storage. And I think it might be a good idea to just go through the chests and show you everything we have right now. And yeah, over here this flower is special because we can't grow that in the flower forest biome. I got this from a wandering trader. Here's all the dirt, all of the mob drops, the nether blocks and other special blocks, the valuables chest and ores chest with 25 diamonds. Over here are the tools, the armor, and the other tool-like objects. This is a Curse of Vanishing book, and this is, well, you can read what book it is. These are the colored items. This is redstone. This is whatever doesn't have a category in any of the other chests. The functional blocks, the wood, and the building blocks. But outside there is more chests, because over here I put the things that didn't fit in the storage inside. Now, what do you think will be in these chests? Place your bets now, because we will take a look. It's cobblestone. We just have a lot of cobblestone. And seeds! A lot of seeds. Because I did a harvest of the giant wheat farm, as you can see. And now we have a lot of seeds. And ladies and gentlemen, keep in mind that the giant wheat farm wasn't even fully planted when I did this harvest. Now it is after this harvest, so this wheat farm is truly gigantic. We will probably convert this into bone meal using a composter, because I don't really think that there is a good use of this amount of seeds. The wheat, however, we'll probably just trade a good amount with the villagers and perhaps keep a little bit to craft some blocks or something, I'm not sure, but we'll see what we'll do with the wheat. I think a large part of it will be for trading with the villagers. Over here at the skeleton farm, I also did some more work. I added in some more details and I added in these green terracotta blocks as a sort of backdrop to my wall. This right here is the very first pickaxe that I ever made in this world, and this thing is, well, obviously a display thing for it. And I really like that. I think we should display more special or non-special items in our world. I just really like displaying items like this. That right there is an armor stand that is just decorative, and this right here is not finished yet. Because I want to display a creeper here, for two reasons. Firstly, I have this sort of tradition, personally, to have a creeper in my base somewhere on display. And secondly, I want to start a project that is sort of a mob zoo. I want to display the various mobs of Minecraft throughout my builds in my world, and I want to just do it like, oh, here is a build, right next to it, oh, I display, I don't know, a panda or something. And just throughout our world, we will display the different mobs and have them, yeah, like this. So we still need to get a creeper and put it in. That's why we have two green terracotta and a name tag in our inventory. I am going to name this creeper Isaac Newton. I will probably name a lot of mobs or things in my world here after people who did math, because I think that would be very nice and thematic. Last thing that I would want to talk about here is that I blocked off one of the entrances to this room, because having 4 entrances or doors or whatever you call them to this room made it feel too much like a hallway or something. I can't really describe the feeling that I got from that, but it made it too open or something, or yeah, too much like a hallway. So I closed off one of them, and that definitely fixed the feeling. This room is definitely not done yet because it's a bit too dark here, and we should fix that. There are a couple ways to do that. We could use lighting underneath moss carpet or something, for example. Or we could add some lighting in the ceiling, because I definitely want leaves in the ceiling, and we can hide lighting above that as well. Alright, let's do this. Let's bring this guy over here. Now the tricky part is coming. Oh dear, I have to make sure that I stay ahead of him. Because when he would explode over here, that would be really bad. Because over here he will destroy stuff that we've already built. So we have to be really careful. God, that's sizzling. We have to be really careful to not make him blow up. Let's stay ahead of him and let's jump over the trapdoors and let's hope he falls in, because otherwise that would be really bad. Yes, there we go. Mission success. Now that the creeper is in place, I actually want to use this skeleton farm, because the durability on our armor isn't looking too good, and I bought some mending books and some boots and a helmet from our villagers. And I think it's time to do some enchanting and make our armor very good. The skeletons dropped something very interesting. They dropped a 0 durability bow, and that's weird, because I don't think you can get that yourself, and we'll demonstrate that in a second here. If you are confused why my durability shows up as a number, press F3 and H. That will make it show up for you as well. But let's demonstrate it with this 10 durability bow. So if I shoot this once, it will go to 9. If I shoot it again, it will go to 8. And then it will go to 7. As you can see. So every time you shoot an arrow, the durability goes down by 1. Now, when your bow is about to break, this one has 2 left, so now it has 1 left. And when I now shoot it, it should go to 0. And it breaks. So this is not obtainable just by using a bow. And I have no idea how this will behave or what this does. Now that we have some good armor and a good sword, I think that we are well equipped to go on an adventure here, because, well, we are in the Nether, and over here there is the Nether fortress, and we haven't explored it yet, and I think it's about time that we do so. I have brought some torches, but I'm not sure if I want to place them down, because that will lower the rates of the mobs spawning here, and actually we kind of want mobs to spawn here, especially the wither skeletons. Sadly, I couldn't get looting on my sword. We will have to wait for that a little bit until I have that. But we'll definitely need it if we want wither skeleton skulls. Oh, and here is a spawner. Here is a blaze spawner. Let's get one of the resources that we want. Some blaze rods. There we go. As you can see, we are relatively good protected against the damage here with our armor. Although we should also keep an eye on our health, and we should eat. Because it's still kind of dangerous. And I did not bring enough food. I will probably have to go back to the overworld to get some more. Oh dear. I'm a bit scared. But essentially I came here so that I can craft myself some potions, because I kind of want potions. Right, so let's look for the nether wart. Oh, there's another spawner here, alright. Oh, there's a chest here. It's just a saddle and a gold chest plate. That's not too valuable. Let's also break the chest so I don't come here looking for it every time. Ah, there it is. I found the nether wart. Let's take half of it. Or let's take everything and replant it. No, it doesn't work that way because it's not fully grown. Well, actually, now that I have my nether wart, I will get some more blaze rods at the spawner. And we'll come back with some night vision, because right now I don't think you can see very well in the video. Oh, so close. Ah. Oh, this will be it. Oh, there we go, yeah. I am back in the overworld to restock on food and to craft myself some first potions. And in order to do that, we have to craft a brewing stand, of course. Also, I am going to craft myself a magma cream. And I am going to sacrifice one of our slime balls with that. And I prefer not to do this, but I couldn't find any magma slimes in the nether. So I guess that we don't really have another option. Alright, we of course need that in order to brew potions of fire resistance. Also, I'm going to place down this brewing stand in here, because there should be still one villager left that does not have a profession. And there you go, this one. And maybe we can get this guy to sell glowstone or something, or ender pearls even. So that will definitely work. But first we need to craft bottles. And also I came here to stock up on food again, because we only have 9 steak left, and that's not enough to explore a nether fortress. Alright, I am back in the nether, and I think it makes sense to focus on exploring the, interior part of the nether fortress, because that is where usually all of the chests are. I brewed myself some potions here, and I am going to drink a couple of them. The most important one for you is the night vision, because that means that you will be able to see more clearly. And there is a blaze attacking me. Let's first deal with that. There we go. And let's just simply explore this, well, nether fortress, as you can see. I am one of the very few people that actually likes to use potions in Minecraft regularly. Oh, here we go. Oh, there is diamonds. That's great. And yeah, as you can see, I already brewed myself some strength and some swiftness, simply because that will be useful in this scenario. Right. The farmer villager that we had traded us some suspicious stew, and it turns out that this is the good suspicious stew. It's the saturation suspicious stew. And that is great, because that gives you a lot of food if you really need a lot of food very quickly. I'm not going to check the chests before I destroy them. I'm just going to pick everything up and then look in my inventory, because I want to, well, get rid of the chests anyway. Right, let's bring out the next set of potions as well. Now I will demonstrate one of the reasons why the potions are so nice. We can just one-shot the skeletons, which is really, really nice. The blazes, however, we still have to deal with the old-fashioned way. Oh, no way! Oh, wait, whoa, before it burns. Oh no, my inventory is full. Oh dear. Let's throw away that. Yeah! The skeleton dropped a skull, even though we do not have looting, which is extremely rare, and we are so lucky that we get that so soon. Maybe let's see if we have something less valuable than that coal. Oh dear. That's a bit annoying. I should have brought a bow, actually. Yeah, the bottles are more valuable to me than the coal. Yeah, let's just trash the coal right there. I explored all of the Nether fortress and my potion effects also ran out. So I think this is a good point to return back to the overworld. As I already told you in the beginning of this video, I took a look at the spreadsheet in order to choose what we should do next. If you don't know what the spreadsheet is, it's a spreadsheet that I have in which I list all of the things that I want to do or make in this world. Right now, the spreadsheet has over 150 things in it, so we won't run out of things to do. And that number will most likely only increase as time goes on. We can sort the different projects that are in the spreadsheet according to a lot of different things. That is why they are in a spreadsheet and not in a text document just listing them out. For example, we can sort them towards priority. It makes sense that a gold farm has a higher priority than a funny rabbit farm idea that I have. We can also sort them towards how long it will take to build them or do them. Some things will only take 5 minutes, while others will take very, very long. And some projects are projects that we just can't finish. For example, I want to build a castle, a giant castle on that hill. That's the hill where spawn is. And just by the sheer scale of it, I don't think we'll ever be able to finish it. And today, I also want to start a project that we can't really finish. And that is a horse race track. Because I want to build a horse race track in my world. And the idea of this horse race track is to make it so it passes by a couple buildings that we build over time. So when we build a village or a city over here in this area, that will be very long until we do that, I think. But when we build houses or things in here, I want my horse race track to sort of go through it. So yeah, it passes by the things that we build in our world. Not necessarily everything, but I still think it would be nice if we, make it weave through all the things that we build. So that's what we will be starting today, because I have a lot of inspiration for that right now. If you are confused about how we are going to build a horse race track, because I am in single player, the answer is timing. We can just time how long we take in order to complete the track. We can either do that through redstone or by watching the recording and looking how long it took. Alright, now let's plan out how we are going to build this thing. So what I had in mind is to have the horse race track. Oops, I did not mean to trample my crops. Let's fix that. Alright, I had in mind to have the horse race track go through the wheat field here. And we have a cave over here. And to make it go through the hill here, over to the other side and make it come out over here. And then go around the bend over here where we were a second ago. Next to this naturally formed wall here, this cliff. And I think this will be a good point to make the finish line. Before I build the actual finish line, I started building some small horse stables here. Because we don't have horses yet. And if we bring them over, we need a place for them to stay. So that's why I am starting on horse stables in this mountain here. I'm trying to build these horse stables using birchwood, and I am really struggling. I think this is really difficult. Birchwood is definitely the wood type that I struggle the most with while building. These stables are coming together quite nicely, and I'm happy with how they look. However, they are still not finished. We still need some fancy background block, I think. And we need to integrate it a little better into the terrain. And we need to change the flooring so it's not just stone and grass. But I do think that these look quite nice. Stables are always a bit difficult in my opinion, because you want them to be nice and cozy, but at the same time feel like open in a certain way. Can't really describe what I mean by that, but yeah, I think I managed to do exactly that just right in this build. Alright, I did a lot more detailing on these horse stables, and I am really happy with how they look right now, and I also would dare to call them finished. Even though I do still think that I will change some little details here and there later on, but that's nothing major anymore. I added some greeneries and some dirt to make it integrate into the terrain a little better, and I added terracotta backgrounds. And on that, I would actually want to give you some building advice. In my opinion, the terracotta blocks are the easiest blocks to work with, because they go together with so many different blocks. You can use terracotta in almost every build in this game and it will look somewhat good. In here, there is hidden lighting beneath the cauldrons. As you can see, there is a glowstone block right there, and that will make sure that mobs can't spawn in the immediate vicinity of them. Also, I changed the ground here so it looks more rough, where it's the dirt and the path blocks and the packed mud. And yeah, I think now I actually want to focus on the actual track and the finish line, which I am going to build over here, I think. But first I think I am going to make the track. Ladies and gentlemen, when I was looking for a horse, I came across something way more special. This right here is a naturally spawned pink sheep. For the people who do not know it, when a sheep spawns in Minecraft, it has a ridiculously small chance of spawning as a pink sheep, and this happened in my world, which is actually very unlikely, I think. Right, we will definitely display you somewhere, like we did with the creeper in the skeleton room. For the tunnel through the hill part, I think that there is one very specific tool that is exactly what we need to do so. So let's actually place some TNT inside of here and let's make our way through this hill. We now have a nice tunnel here, as you can see, and as it is right now, I think it's very nice, but it might be a little bit too big. On the other hand, the floor here, I think the width of the floor is roughly what I want, because this is like the width that I want my horse race track to be. And that means that we do need a relatively big tunnel though, so I'm not sure about the size. Next up, I think I will fill in this hole for this cave and actually texture the ground here to fit the track. And I think I will immediately continue it over here up to the horse stables. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been making way too much progress and showing you way too little things on camera. But that is because I've had a lot of fun building this little tunnel and what comes after it. So let's quickly go through it on our horse here. And let's also quickly skip past all the details that I added. And as you can see, I continued building the path all the way over here, because here is where I want to build the finish line. Now let's stash away our horse, which is not very convenient because you have to hit your head for that. Oh, there we go. Alright, and then we can get out. That is because horses do not fit through a fence gate. Let's cover the build in more detail on foot now. Here on the giant wheat field, there is not too much to talk about. Essentially, we just made a little hole in the hill here. However, we did add some greeneries on the side to provide some detail and to hide our lighting. And maybe that detail is important because I really went big on the details in this build. Alright, inside of the tunnel, we kind of continued what we did on the entrance here. We just added some greeneries on the side. We added some mossy cobblestone to add some more green textures in there. We also kind of mixed a couple different blocks in the walls and ceiling to make, again, the textures look better. Over here, I really love this area. This area is really nice because I added this fence here, which is, again, more detailing. And I added these red and white side bumpers to really accentuate that this is a race. And I really love how they look. And I added some different blocks here on the side to make the hill look a little bit better and to integrate it into the terrain. Alright, however, it's not really finished, I think, because I think the hills around this area kind of need terraforming, but that's really time consuming and I did not have that much time for this. But, you know, this is what I really like to build in Minecraft, just to add little details everywhere. That is really what I enjoy building. That is why you will probably see me do more projects like this. Because, you know, I really love adding details. It's the pumpkin in the window of the windmill. Or like this little fence right here. Because, you know, how often do you think we will come here in our world? I don't think we'll come here that often. We'll just maybe pass by as a shortcut towards the giant wheat field. But really, how often will we appreciate this fence? Not very often, I think. But still, by adding these little details in your worlds, that makes your world so much nicer, in my opinion. Also, I continued to add bushes and greenery all along over here, simply to provide light and some more detailing and scenery. Maybe scenery is a word. I think scenery is what I am trying to describe. I love adding scenery to my world because it makes my world look nice, even though you don't look at all the scenery around you all the time. Alright, so let's start constructing this finish line. I'm kind of struggling to decide how wide I want it to be, but I think this width is roughly what we want. I have something in mind, but I think it will be very difficult to do, because a finish line shouldn't be too bulky, too fat. It should be very light, yet it should also feel sturdy, and I think that is very difficult to achieve. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I have built the finish line, as you can see, and I am really happy with how this looks. I didn't intend to build all of this in one go off camera, but that is what happened anyway. That is what happens when I am having fun building off camera. And when I have no idea how I want something to look, and when I undo things constantly. It doesn't look too bulky, which is something that I was a bit afraid of, that it would do that. Also, I decided to make it much wider, because it's actually really wide. It's 7 blocks wide. But I think it looks fine the way it is. Like, the width is perfectly good. And yeah, I'm really happy with how this looks. Maybe in the future, we will swap some of the black tiles over here with black stone pressure plates. Because that way we can detect when we cross the finish line. And using that, we can make a timer to time how long it takes for us to make a lap around the horse track. Right, with that, ladies and gentlemen, I want to end this episode. And yeah, maybe the second half was not the best thing that I've ever made, because it's essentially just, oh, now I have built this, oh, let's show it off. Oh, now I have built this, let's show it off. And not too much work on camera has been done. But, you know, those episodes have to be there as well if you really want to make progress. I'm not sure how I want to do things. I'm still trying to find the ideal way of making these episodes, if you didn't notice. Anyway, I would like to thank you for watching. Let's bring you the fact of the video. There are more trees on Earth than there are stars in our galaxy. Thank you for watching. I hope I can see you in the next episode. And keep wondering.